Pre-game is brought to you by Malash's Palace Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram. The Malash family has been an integral part of our community since 1951. A proud supporter of Orion Neighborhood Television and Dragon football.
A frigid fall football Friday at Dragon Stadium. One that will be hot on the field tonight because the playoffs and playoff positioning are at stake. Just like you want in the final regular season game of the 2013 season. One team fighting for a home playoff game, the other fighting to qualify for the playoffs. An Oakland Activities Association crossover game between the 6-2 Lake Orion Dragons and the 5-3 Oak Park Knights. We'll have it all for you here on Orion Neighborhood Television. Good evening, everyone. My name is Chris Fritching, and I'll be flying solo once again in the broadcast booth tonight as my broadcast partner, Doug Corliss, is on injured reserve and was unable to be here tonight. We look forward to getting him back on the active roster soon and in the broadcast booth real soon. Tonight's game features two teams that finished in third place in their respective divisions. Third place in the OAA Red, the Lake Orion Dragons, and third place in the OAA White, the Oak Park Knights. Both teams started their seasons 3-0, followed by a Week 4 loss. Lake Orion is coming off a 49-28 loss to powerful Clarkston last week. Oak Park coming in reeling, having lost 2 straight, losing 2 weeks ago to Farmington Hills Harrison 60-52, followed by last week's loss to Oxford 20-18. For Lake Orion tonight, this is a huge game, as a win tonight will certainly increase their chances for hosting a home playoff game in the MHSAA playoffs starting next Friday. As you know, it's been very difficult for teams to come in to Dragon Stadium and come out with a victory. It's also good for the young defense, to come out here, establish some confidence, and take that winning attitude into the playoffs. It's a great way to lead into a playoff game on a winning note. For Oak Park, on the other hand, this too is a big game for them as they've got to win a football game tonight to have an automatic berth in the MHSAA playoffs. A loss makes Oak Park 5-4, having lost 3 straight, having an outside chance of making the playoffs. Oak Park's schedule, on the other hand, allows them, because of the team that they've played and they've lost to possibly make the playoffs as an outside bid, an at-large bid. They've lost to 4-4 Oxford. They will have lost to 6-2 Lake Orion if they lose tonight, and they've lost to 7-1 Southfield, as well as 7-1 Farmington Hills Harrison. How do these two teams rebound from a Week 8 loss? Well, you know why? How? They play Week 9 of the regular season. Tonight, Lake Orion versus Oak Park, the Dragons versus the Knights. We'll have it all here on Orion Neighborhood Television.
Pre-game was brought to you by Malash's Palace Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram. The Malash family has been an integral part of our community since 1951. A proud supporter of Orion Neighborhood Television and Dragon football. Video classes are now enrolling. Reserve your seat today. Call 248-693-3377. Studio and field production classes are available. Learn how to make your own television program and learn the basics of television production. Call 248-693-3377. A service of Orion Neighborhood Television. The first quarter of tonight's game is brought to you by Jets Pizza, with 2 convenient locations in the Orion area. Jets Pizza, supporting ONTV since 2009.
A cold, frigid night here in Lake Orion. We're warm up here in the booth. There's a lot of fans coming in for this Week 9 matchup between Lake Orion and Oak Park. Lake Orion and Oak Park have taken battle against each other 6 times. Lake Orion leading 5 games to 1. Lake Orion leading and winning in 09, 08, 07. Then you got to go all the way back to 1962, 61, and 60 for them to have played. But Lake Orion has won 4 straight in this series. And should be a good game tonight because we've got a ton of talent on both sides of the football. Lake Orion, as we know, has has been very good over the last number of years, and Oak Park has been touted out all year long. You're going to be talking about running back John Kelly quite a bit tonight, and looking forward to a good battle with both teams tonight. Big game, as we talked about, for playoff implications and so forth. Let's talk about some of the keys to tonight's game, things we should be watching for. First and foremost, Lake Orion's got to contain their junior running back, John Kelly, one of the best running backs in the state. Was touted as such, even going back to as a sophomore. He's got speed. A couple weeks ago versus Farmington Hills Harrison in a 60-52 loss, he carried the ball 26 times for 236 yards and 5 touchdowns. And you know, after Lake Orion's loss last week against Clarkston, where Ian Erickson, their stud running back, scored 6 touchdowns and 230+ yards on the ground, you know, seeing a good quality running back 2 weeks in a row is difficult, and they're going to, Lake Orion's certainly going to have to contain him. John Kelly a couple weeks ago against Pontiac 2 rushed for 109 yards. Against Stony Creek, he rushed for 228 yards. He rushed for over 1,000 yards as a sophomore last year. So number one, they've got to contain and corral running back John Kelly. Number two, sustain a quality pass rush. Last week against Clarkston, Lake Orion had troubles getting to quarterback DJ Zazula, and he had a lot of time to throw and a lot of time to find open receivers, and he did a nice job of finding and doing just that. Lake Orion's got to do a better job of containing, getting to the passer, getting to the quarterback, and making plays to allow their secondary to make some plays in the back end as well. And then thirdly, you know, got to seize the moment. Last week is last week. That's the biggest game of the year, typically in the regular season for Lake Orion, going against your arch rival Clarkston. You know, and for 3 quarters, Lake Orion was in that game, 28-28, and you know, in the last 13 or so minutes, Clarkston took over and scored 21 straight. But focus on the now. Forget last week's game, like I talked about. Focus on tonight and understand the importance of tonight's game. You know, the importance, as we talked about at the outset, a win could result in a home game next Friday. And more than likely, you know, a loss is going to end up on the road for you. You don't want to do that if at all possible. Those are the things I think we've got to watch out for. A fourth one I could conceivably add to is this weather tonight. It's awful brisk. It's awful cold. But you know what? The green and white are going to warm things up, because here come your Lake Orion Dragons. Look at the OAA red and white standings. OAA red, first of all, Lake Orion's in. Lake Orion finishes, even though tied overall with Rochester Hills Stony Creek. Stony Creek won the head-to-head matchup, so Lake Orion takes the 3rd slot overall. They have third currently. Stony Creek goes up against Farmington Hills Harrison tonight at Stony Creek. Lake Orion comes into the season averaging over 39 points a game, and we've talked about this 2 weeks ago, but defensively have given up 23 points a game. They gave up 49 points last week against Clarkston, as I said, and got to go back all the way to 1994, the last time that Lake Orion gave up that many points in a game. So that's going to be a true test defensively as to what they do tonight. On the flip side, the OAA white division, where Oak Park finished. They finished 4-3 overall, the one the tiebreaker versus Adams and Oxford. They come in 5-3, as I said, overall, 4-3 in the conference, in their division. They come in averaging just over 29 points a game. They too average giving up about 23 points a game. So again, it's a crucial game for them. I really still believe that they could. Even though if they do lose, I still believe they could get in based on strength of schedule at 5-4. But you know, you don't want to go into a game thinking that way. You want to go into the game thinking of victory. We're going to see that game and that kickoff very shortly here. But first, ladies and gentlemen, here's our national anthem.
Please welcome to the podium Oakview Middle School Band Director Alexa Exodus as she leads the combined bands in the Star Spangled Banner.
About to kick off tonight's week 9. It's hard to believe it's already week 9 of the high school football season. It always seems to be a whirlwind out here. And speaking of wind tonight, there's quite a bit of wind. It's brisk coming in here, and the flag's blowing from, it looks like almost south to north. So that's going to be a factor, I know, certainly in the passing and or the kicking game. We're going to head down to Kevin McCormick, our sideline reporter, who's out on the field experiencing that quality weather. Kevin, what do you have for us? Kevin, are you there? There he is. Kevin. Game time temperature just above 40 degrees here. Scoreboard for this half of play is underwritten by Home Depot, located on M24 in Lake Orion, a proud supporter of Orion Neighborhood Television and Dragon Athletics. Lake Orion's going to kick off to start the game. They're going with the wind, kicking with the wind. Brad Schanzer will do the kicking again. As he has most of the year. Left-footed kicker. Back to receive for the Knights, number 3, Chance Savage, and number 4, John Kelly. We're going to, like I said, talk about John Kelly quite a bit. And you know what? See one of the best running backs in the state. Lake Orion is 2 weeks in a row. Brad Schanzer puts the ball in play, kicked off to number 3 to about the 7-yard line. Savage tries to take it to the left side, gets up to the 20, brought down at about the 20 by number 33, Demetrius Coachman. And Oak Park will take over 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Tonight's replays are made possible this season by Jets Pizza, with 2 locations in the Orion area, a proud supporter of ONTV and Dragon football since 2009. We're going to go down to Kevin McCormick. Kevin, what do you have?
The struggles that the team had last week against Clarkston, guys, they've made some changes on the defensive front. It's a different look, too, more like a 3-5, and they've made some personnel changes, too. So we'll see how those changes affect the game tonight here against Oak Park.
Thanks, Kevin. Little trips to the right-hand side. Little swing pass intended for number 6, Juan Hernandez, incomplete. Chauncey Lohman, the quarterback, a 5'11" sophomore, under center, actually not under center, he was in shotgun formation that time, brings up 2nd down and 10. Yeah, it's one of those things that again, the cold, the wind, those factors, while you don't want to think that they have a factor in the game, they do. They do, and those are things as good football players you got to try to forget and you go out and play football. Same formation, trips to the right-hand side, single receiver to the far side. Lohman in the gun. Hand off to number 4, John Kelly. John Kelly takes it, fights to about the 23, maybe 24-yard line, finally brought down by Drew Casey and Chris Lee and a host of other Dragon players. Brings up 3rd down and 7. Just underway here in Dragon Stadium.
4-yard gains, 3rd and 6 from the 23.
Backside tackle of number 55 for the Knights, pull on that little power play. Shahid Bellamy, one of their big offensive linemen that's been talked about quite a bit this season as well. 3rd and 6, Knights from the 23, 24-yard line. Lohman back to pass, finds an open wide receiver, Juan Hernandez, at about the 40, takes it to the 45, to the 50, across the 45 into Dragon territory. Brought down by number 10, Zach Serzo. Oak Park rushes to the line to get this play. Substitution. Drew Casey comes out of the game for the Dragons. 2 receivers to each side, and a handoff to Kelly. Not touched till he gets past the 40 to the 30. Out of bounds. First down, Oak Park. Oak Park went quick there with that particular play, and I don't know if it was a matter of not getting personnel in or not, but Lake Orion, there was a nice wall by Oak Park, and Kelly doesn't get touched till about the 38-yard line, driven out of bounds by number 17, Corey Esther. Lohman in the gun again, trips to the right side, single receiver to the far side. Kelly is a single back in the backfield. Pressure up the middle by Lee. Thrown to Hernandez, incomplete. Chris Lee came on a backside A-gap blitz. You see it right here, actually B-gap blitz, excuse me. Just got the ball off. Hernandez, I think, was trying to catch and turn upfield before that ball was tucked. Brings up a 2nd and 10 for the Knights. New look defense for Lake Orion, as Kevin McCormick said from our sideline. A lot of showing a lot of blitzes, backing in, stepping out, trying to confuse the Oak Park offensive line. Kelly gets the ball on a sweep to the right-hand side, gets just past the line of scrimmage. Brings up a 3rd and long for the Knights. Lake Orion coming into tonight's game. Lake Orion coming into tonight's game. Giving up 38% on 3rd down. 3rd and 9, just 10 minutes to go here in the first. Handoff to Kelly up the middle. He tries to spin and turn his back and keep his feet moving, but to no avail. Dragons defenders everywhere. Brings up 4th down for the Knights. Last week, Oak Park lost 20-18 to Oxford. Oxford kicks a field goal to win the game with no time left on the clock. Oak Park missed all 3 extra points last week after their conversion, so kicking game has not been a strength for them to this point in time. They will go for it on 4th and 10, just inside the Dragons' 30-yard line. Twins to the left, twins to the right. Lohman in the gun. Lohman drops back to pass. He's got time, kind of flushed out of the pocket. Lee's chasing from behind, throws it up in the corner to number 9, Miles Daniel, inside the 5. First down, Knights. Kind of lofts it up in the air, and Daniel came wide open in the corner, near the corner of the end zone. You see Lee coming from the backside, flushes Lohman wide. Lohman just throws it up over the top of Drew Casey, inside the safety, inside the 2-yard line. 1st and goal, Knights. They stay in the gun, 2 backs in the backfield. Handoff to Kelly, leads, follows his companion in the backfield. Lake Orion claims there's a fumble on the play. They always do a good job, the Dragons, of trying to coax those officials into giving them the ball. But this time, it remains Oak Park's ball, just inside the 1-yard line. Inside the 1-yard line. So, Oak Park, nice drive to start the game. Chunk play here, chunk play there, just grinding it out, get a big 4th down conversion. Inside the 1. Handoff this time to Number 3, Chance Savage, touchdown, Oak Park Knights. You key on a kid like John Kelly for so long, and this time they give the ball to number 5, Ricardo Brown. With Kelly lead blocking, he just gets enough to get that ball over the goal line, in for 6 points for the Knights. Let's see what Oak Park does here with the extra point. Like I said, they missed 3 extra point conversions last week. Lavun Al-Shabi in to kick the extra point. Here's a snap to hold. The kick is up. This time the kick is good. So, 8:04 to go here in the first quarter. The Oak Park Knights take a 7-0 lead over the Lake Orion Dragons.
50/50 tickets up for sale from the Dragon Wrestling Program. All proceeds support the Dragon Wrestlers, and we'll draw the winning number with the start of the fourth quarter.
DVD copies can be purchased by calling ONTV at 248-693-3377. For only $10, you can order this or any other game covered by ONTV. Our programming vault has games dating back to 2001. Wow. Relive those big plays and dramatic finishes for only $10. That's DVD copies, 248-693-3377. 2001? Remember when? we thought back then we were young, huh? Well, not something we've seen a lot of this year. Early in a Lake Orion home game is in Lake Orion going down 7-0 early on. Lohman 2 for 4 on that drive for 60 yards. Kelly carried the ball 5 times for 12 yards, a 3-yard scoring run by number 5, Ricardo Brown. Lake Orion trails 7-0. Lake Orion first time to get the football. Kicked off, they tried an onside kick. They touch it before it goes 10 yards. The official has his flag in his hand. He's walking off at about the 49-yard line. He needed to get to at least the 50-yard line. They touched it well before the 10-yard. I shouldn't say well before, but 1 yard before it needed to go 10 yards. Lake Orion, as a result, takes over in great field position on Oak Park's 49-yard line. Try to establish something early, Oak Park did. A little surprise onside after a nice first drive, but they touched it just about a yard too soon. Lake Orion, as a result, hopes obviously to take advantage of that. Lake Orion had a nice onside kick last week versus Clarkston that helped them get back in the football game and helped them tie the game at 28 versus the Wolves. Connor Grant under center. Handoff to Esther on a jet sweep to the right side. He gets bounced back out, bubbled, loses about 4 yards, brought down by number 4, John Kelly. We talk about him offensively. We're going to talk about him a lot defensively too, because he plays both sides of the field for the Knights, and he plays it well. And you saw right there.
Loss of 4 yards. Second down and 14 from the 47.
Brings up 2nd and 14 for the Dragons on the right hash. Lee in motion coming back this way. Giovinazzo on a handoff. Gets about 2, maybe 3. Brought down by number 59, Anthony Jackson. Was a little animated after that big play. Brings up 3rd and 12 for the Dragons. Trips to the near side. Single receiver to the far side. Connor Grant in the gun. High snap to Connor. He does a nice job of catching it. Little dump pass to Giovinazzo. Gets the first down to the 40. Cuts back inside. Open field tackle. Now by number 7, Drew Jackson. But not until a Lake Orion first down. Nice little play. Connor Grant got some pressure, but he dumps it over number 54. Number 54's head. Ricardo Smith. Giovinazzo catches the ball. Makes it, knows where the chains are for a nice first down. Trips to the left side, this close side. Hand off again to Giovinazzo. Keeps those feet churning. Brought down ultimately by, again, number 7, Drew Jackson, coming from his safety spot to bring up a 2nd and about 4. Little jab step by Giovinazzo to his left, gets the ball handed off to the right, gets a good 6 yards. Giovinazzo running hard. Esther in motion, left to right. And we've got a flag on the play. Giovinazzo came into tonight's game averaging 6.3 yards a carry, 4 touchdowns on the year. False start on the Dragons. We'll back it up 5.
5-yard penalty.
Bring up about 2nd and 9 for the Dragons.
2nd down and 8.
Connor Grant under center again. Lee coming in motion right to left. Hand off to Giovinazzo again. Bounces off the initial defender. Gets to the 2nd level. Brought down by number 44, Marcus Poole, and number 59, Anthony Jackson. Along, and also John Kelly on the stop as well. 3rd and 5. Big play. Big down early for the Lake Orion Dragons. Come in at converting 51.4% on 3rd down this season. Connor Grant barking out the signals. Esther in motion left to right. Hand off to Chris Lee, coming back right to left. Initially, it looked like Chris had enough room for the 1st down, but that gap, that opening closed quite quickly. Chance Savage again, number 3, come from his safety spot. 59 once again. Anthony Jackson again on the stop. 4th down and 1. Early on, a big 4th down conversion opportunity for the Dragons. 40% this year on 3rd down. They run that house formation. Hand off to Matt Kraus. Matt Kraus, number 44, carries it past the chains for a 1st down. Lake Orion 1st down. They get to the line quick, run that full house backfield. Chris Lee leading, Giovinazzo 2nd man through. Matt Kraus follows those 2 guys through for the 1st down. They stay in the same house, full house formation. Grant under center. Handoff this time and a cross buck action to Chris Lee. Chris Lee gets about 4 yards on the carry. Brings up 2nd down and 6 for the Dragons. Kraus and Giovinazzo split. Lee comes inside. 2nd and 6, excuse me. Hand off this time to Giovinazzo, cuts back to his right, runs into, I'll say it again, number 59, Anthony Jackson. 6'3", 265 senior. Called his name quite a bit tonight. Brings up another big 3rd down for the Dragons.
3rd down and 4.
Coming up on 3:30 left to go here in the 1st. Run sweep to the left side, Chris Lee. Chance Savage, number 3, made the initial contact. Junior McMullen in on the stop, along with number 58, Javian Gardner. Brings up a 4th and 4 for the Dragons. Chris Lee had a great game last week, 89 yards on 11 carries, had 2 catches for 16 yards, 3 total touchdowns for Lake Orion in the game last week against Clarkston. Plays being called in from the sidelines. Connor Grant getting the signals. Lake Orion comes, bunches up, double receivers on each side of the formation. Esther in motion, Grant rolls out to his left, finds Chris Lee in the back of the end zone, goes up, catches the ball at the highest point, touchdown, Lake Orion Dragons. Touchdown, Grant to Lee. 16 yards out on a big 4th and 5 conversion. Flow is going from left to right with Corey Esther. They ran a little bootleg out to the left, found Lee wide open in the back of the end zone. 2:32 left to go here in the first quarter. Schanzer on to kick. Bell puts down the hold. The kick is up. The kick is good, and we're tied. Each drive offensively for each team has resulted in 7 points. 7-7. Nice fake. Oh, look at the 3-4 guys flow with Esther. Connor Grant's got all time to throw. Chris Lee gets on top of the secondary, goes up and makes sure that ball is secure, and puts 7 points on the board for the Dragons. 3 touchdowns last week by Chris Lee, 1 already this week for Chris. Chris has got 12 touchdowns on the years for the Dragons, and I'm sure he's got a couple more in him, if not a number of them in him for the rest of this night and rest of the season. So, Oak Park gives Lake Orion a short field because they tried the onside kick, and Lake Orion takes advantage of it. Lake Orion takes advantage of the short field, and on a 4th and 5 from the 16, Grant to Lee for a touchdown pass. 7-7 Dragons and the Knights. Lake Orion, we know can score from any vantage point. Obviously, you bury them back, and they have a tendency to have big plays after big play. But you know what? I don't know that you want to give Lake Orion a short field. Schanzer kicks off. Kicks to accepted about the 15-yard line by number 3, Chance Savage. And he makes it. Drags defender, or he runs into the Dragons number 3, Charlie Highland, excuse me, in on the stop. Oak Park will take over 1st and 10 near the middle of the field on their own 30-yard line. See what Lake Orion can do defensively this time to stop Oak Park. Twins to each side. They're stacked, the receivers to each side of the field. Lohman in the shotgun. Looks on a quick hitch screen out wide to the left side to number 6, Juan Hernandez. He takes it out to for about 5 yards to about the 35. Brings up 2nd and 5. Nothing more than a little hitch screen. Hernandez catches the ball and relies on his stacked receiver, Dante Only, to be blocking upfield. And you know what? That's what you would do. You get your ball in open space to your skill guys and make them win their one-on-one battles. I'm sure they'll take 5 yards a play. Trips to the right side out of that spread look for the Knights. Lohman in the shotgun. Penalty on the flag right away. Completed, though, to number 6, Juan Hernandez for a 1st down. We've got a flag on the play. It was thrown right away. Traditionally, sideline warning on Lake Orion. So the result of the play is a 1st down. Lake Orion. Sideline warning is nothing more than coaches or staff members or maybe players impeding the officials' movement on the sideline. They give them a warning, and that's what that particular play was. The play is a 1st down for the Knights. 1st and 10 on the right hash mark from the 47, their own 47. Tight end to the right side, handoff to Kelly. Kelly takes it, gets about 3 yards. A little inside handoff to John Kelly. Here's the play prior. A lot of time for Lohman to throw to Hernandez. He throws on his opposite shoulder away from the safety. Nice completion, nice catch. You saw also there, we talked about at the outset, the keys of the game, putting pressure from that front 3 in this case, front 4, front 5, putting pressure, making sure that we can get to the quarterback, make sure Lohman is not able to scramble and find those passing lanes to throw. 2nd and 6, under 30 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Trip to the far side. Lohman on the outcut to Hernandez. Leads him a little too wide, a little too long, incomplete. We've got a penalty in the backfield. And we've got a hold on the Knights. He called it fairly quick in that backfield. Lake Orion's going to back up. They have the opportunity to take the penalty, back it up 10 from the point of the foul, or take the incompletion. They decide to back it up. It backs it up to the Oak Park 38-yard line.
The holding penalty moves Oak Park back to their own 38-yard line.
And brings up 2nd and long.
2nd down.
For the Knights.
And 19.
Lake Orion sees trips to the far side of the field, single receiver to the near. Lohman in the shotgun once again. Drops back to pass. He's looking for a screen to Kelly. Kelly's brought down. No, he's not brought down. He keeps moving. He spun out of a tackle of number 67, Justin Carruthers. Excuse me, Justin Cathers. I said Carruthers. And spun out of it, but still brings up 3rd and long for the Knights. We've completed a first quarter, a good quality first quarter. Each team scored on each of their and only possessions. At the end of the first quarter, Lake Orion 7, Oak Park 7. We'll be right back.
The first quarter of tonight's game is brought to you by Jets Pizza, with 2 convenient locations in the Orion area. Jets Pizza, supporting ONTV since 2009.
Please remember that CFL bulbs, you know, those curly, energy-efficient light bulbs everybody is using to save electricity, shouldn't be thrown away in your trash. Neither should batteries or home medical sharps. You can check with your local community to see where they can be recycled. Some retailers will allow you to bring them in for recycling. You can also order simple kits online that allow you to collect your recyclables and simply mail them away to be properly recycled. This green tip was brought to you by your friends at Waste Management.
The second quarter of tonight's game is brought to you by Hungry Howie's, located at 195 North Park Road, a proud supporter of Orion Neighborhood Television and Dragon Athletics.
We're back here for the beginning of the second quarter. We're going to go down to our sideline reporter, Kevin McCormick, for a report. Kevin.
Guys, after that first Oak Park touchdown, the defensive came to the sideline, and the coaches really emphasized the new defense and what roles they needed to play on the field to make it stronger and tougher. So I think you'll see a much improved series on the defense this time down the field for the Dragons.
It's a situation where you make some changes personnel-wise or maybe even scheme-wise. The ability to do it in practice over and over is one thing, but you get it out in a game situation when you're going against a team like the Knights who run that spread offense, have got a quality back in John Kelly. It's a matter of getting comfortable and getting familiar with it. And you're right, Kevin. The ability to sustain some confidence based on how you run it is real important early on. 3rd and 13, excuse me, for the Knights. Lohman's flushed out, and it looks like he was flushed out, but as he got flushed out, we got a hand, I think, near the face of quarterback Lohman. The official does signal, at least to his line judge on the far side. They're talking about it, probably questioning whether it's a 5 or a 15-yard face mask, if indeed that's what it is. Here's the call. Personal foul, face mask, Lake Orion, holding Oak Park. Penalties offset. We'll redo 3rd down. Not a lot of times you get a chance to do a redo, but in this case, we have one. 3rd and 13, Oak Park. Again, 38.4% Dragons have given up on third down this season. Big play, big third down early in this football game. Oak Park converted a big third down in their first drive, a big fourth down in their first drive, which led to their first and only score here in the first quarter. Two backs in the backfield, but we've got some movement on the Knights side of the field, and that's indeed what it is. 5-yard penalty, false start on the Knights. Backs it up 5 more, brings it up a 3rd and long. And as we always say, these are, as you keep backing up, there's more and more, there's fewer and fewer plays that you have on your play chart there that are good for 3rd and long, 3rd and 19 in this case. Nonetheless, they converted early in that first quarter on their first drive, so we'll find out. Oak Park is led by head coach Greg Carter, who has been in his 3rd season here with Oak Park. And in fact, Coach Carter, the whistle's blown, and I believe, oh yep, Oak Park calls timeout. 10:32 to go here in the second quarter. Dragons 7, Oak Park 7. Go mobile with ONTV anytime. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube on your mobile devices. Connect with ONTV to see what's happening in our new studio, see upcoming events, and watch ONTV programs in high definition on demand. ONTV, working to bring Lake Orion to the world. I wish the world would bring us some warmer weather. That would be a nice request, and you know, I think it just kind of hit us quick. You know, it was warm and manageable, and now it just last couple days. Maybe we were just spoiled the whole summer long. Maybe that's what in the early fall we're spoiled. And but you know what? You know it's 9th week of the season. You know it's playoff football when the weather starts feeling like this. So you know by now we're used to it up here, aren't we? No, no, we're not. And I'm sure Kevin's not used to it down there either. 3rd and 18, Knights. A bunch package to the left-hand side, trips. Lohman in the gun. Little handoff inside to number 5, Ricardo Brown. And he keeps going, he takes it. Past the first down, gets tripped up just inside the 30-yard line. A big play by the Knights. On 3rd and 19. That bunch set to the left side, came up inside on a little shovel pass to number 5, Ricardo Brown. He followed his back, number 6, Juan Hernandez. Got into the open field, kind of got tripped up and brought down just on the other side of the 30-yard line. So a big first down for Oak Park. We've got an Oak Park player dinged up on the field, slow to get up. Number 59 for the Knights, Javian Gardner, a junior, 6'1", 250, is walking gingerly off the field. He was part of that that big run there for the Knights. So Oak Park's converted some big third downs in their 2 drives, a big fourth down, and have the ball deep into Dragons territory. 1st and 10. Same formation by the Knights. They have bunch trips set to the left-hand side. Lohman in the gun. Fumble! It looked like he was trying to catch it and toss it to number 4, John Kelly. He tried to toss it before he had it secured, and that's, you know, obviously a thing you can't do as a quarterback. You touch the ball more times than anybody else on your football team. The ability to secure that football. Yeah, it looks like he's trying to get his hands moving towards tossing it to Kelly before he actually had it secured in his hands, and as a result, a 5-yard loss for the Dragons. Yeah, I mean, maybe it's a situation where it's that cold out there, and he's got those. He's wearing that that hand warmer thing across his waist right now, but That being said, yeah, it could be cold enough out there that he just lost feeling or lost grip of the football. 2nd and 15. Twins to each side. We got another penalty, or I'm sorry, a whistle on the play. We got a legal substitution. Sorry, delay of game. I didn't see the back judge signal that. Sorry, excuse me, delay of game penalty. Backs up 5, brings up a 2nd and 20 for the Knights. Come on, that same formation, Twins to each side, inverted. Lohman in the gun, drops back to pass. Finds Kelly on a hitch route. Kelly backs up, gets away from Casey at the 35, takes it up to about the 32-yard line, near the initial line of scrimmage. Actually, not near the initial line of scrimmage. I can't see up here. What am I saying? 3rd and 13. Again, a little hitch route to Lohman, from Lohman to Kelly. Again, not a lot of pressure by the Dragon pass rush. Again, a quick hitting play. A lot of times you obviously get that ball off quick. But Lake Orion's got to put pressure on, even with that front 3. Here comes 4. Handoff inside to Ricardo Brown. He takes it past the 25 to about the 23-yard line. We'll bring up a 4th down. Last time Oak Park converted on their 4th down in their first drive. A little crossing misdirection. Handoff to Ricardo Brown. He runs the ball hard. Coming up on the 8-minute mark of the 2nd quarter. 4th and 5 from the 24. Trips to the wide side of the field. Single receiver. In man-to-man coverage down here in the bottom. Swing pass. Oh! Swing pass picked off by number 9, Brad Chisholm. To the 50, to the 40, to the 30. He's got one man to beat. He cuts back inside, slips at about the 12-yard line. Interception. Interception by Brad Chisholm. He tries to cut back as number 5, Ricardo Brown, was pursuing on him. Cut back and slip, but nonetheless, Lake Orion takes over. Lohman in the gun, looks for that little swing route. Chisholm sits right in the passing lane, picks it off at about the 26-yard line, and sees nothing but green grass in front of him. Chris Lee, Brad Checker leading for him, and Ricardo Brown comes out of nowhere. Lee tries to make a block here. Chisholm tries to cut back inside, trips and slips at about the 12-yard line. Lake Orion, big taking advantage of a miscue by the Knights. 1st and 10 inside the 15-yard line of the Knights. Grant under center. Esther in motion, but we've got another procedure penalty. Procedure on Lake Orion brings it back 5. 1st and 15. So, turnovers, as in any game, a huge part. Let's see if Lake Orion can convert. Esther in motion left to right. Outside handoff to Chris Lee. He tries to cut back, gets to about the 15. Gain of about 2. Gain of about 2 brings up 2nd and 13. I mentioned earlier, Chris came into the game 11 touchdowns. He had the Lake Orion's only touchdown tonight. He's averaging about 9.2 yards a carry coming into tonight's game. 425 yards on the ground as a whole. Very balanced offense for Lake Orion on the ground. Arnold in motion. Grant drops back to pass. Pressure to backside by number 17. Steps up in the pocket. Fumbled. I think Lake Orion took or recovered. Backside pressure by number 17, Junior McMullen. Forced Connor Grant to have to step up into the pocket. Here's the play. Arnold comes in motion left to right. Connor Grant steps up in the pocket, and as he's about to tuck it, number 55, Shahid Bellamy strips it loose, but fortunately for the Dragons, they recover. Arnold in motion. Connor Grant drops back to pass, steps up in the pocket, finds over the middle. Zach Green near the goal line. Incomplete at the goal line. Can't tell if that was dropped or deflected at the last second. Great ball by Connor on the post route. Did a nice job of feeling pressure, stepped up in the pockets, threw a nice dart to Green. Here's the play. Sees the pressure from the outside, steps up in the pocket, throws a nice ball, nice positioning. Miles Daniel on the coverage. Shanzer in to kick a 34-yard field goal. Kick is up, but kick is no good. So Lake Orion on the Chisholm interception takes it all the way down to the Oak Park 12-yard line. They can't convert. 6:07 left to go here in the first quarter. Lake Orion 7, Oak Park 7. If you ever wanted to make your own TV show or operate a camera for a live sporting event, well, ONTV can make that happen. Your first step, though, is to sign up for orientation. It's free and offers you a look behind the scenes of ONTV. Call 248-693-3377 or 248-393-1060 for more information. You probably want some more guys to operate cameras tonight on a cold night like this, huh? No, I know. I hear you. Twins to each side. Handoff to Kelly. And Kelly nowhere, maybe a half a yard to about the 21-yard line. That's what we talked about at the outset, too, the ability to corral, to contain John Kelly. He's got a chance opportunity to explode at any time. And you can corral him, you got a chance. You got more than a chance. He's a big part of their offense. 2nd and 9, Oak Park. Twins to each side. Lohman in the gun. Fake handoff to Kelly. Little bubble underneath screen to number 10. Sorry, excuse me, number 18, Dante Only. Only takes it past the 40 to about the 44. Brings up a first down, Oak Park. So, little under screen. It's tough to get pressure on a quarterback when they're throwing that quickly, but Only does a nice job of catching the football, taking it vertical, and brought down by number 44, Matt Kraus. Empty backfield, Lohman in motion, or in the gun, I'm sorry. Kelly comes in motion from right to left. There's a penalty flag on the play. Kelly takes it, still on his feet, to the 35, to the 30. Down to about the 27, but wait, let's see what the flag is. Just what we talked about, the ability to have to corral Kelly. You saw right there on that run. Illegal shift. The ball's brought back, but you saw right there, obviously the play doesn't count, but you saw right there on that run how elusive Kelly can be, and you hope you get him into open space, and that's what he can do. Fortunately for the Dragons, there was a legal shift on Oak Park. Looking out over the stands, quality crowd here at the Lake Orion side of the field tonight on a cold, frigid night. They also know how important this game is. And they want to see their Dragons one last time, at least here in the regular season. 1st and 15. Twins to each side. Lohman again in the gun. Drops back to pass. Oh, finds an open receiver up at the top side of the field. Gets near the first down. Miles Daniel on the reception. Don't know if that was a missed assignment or what, but Daniel was wide open from his slot position. Just ran a little wheel route up the side, sat down underneath Corey Esther, who's playing that cornerback in that cover 3 defense. Second and short for the Knights. Lohman joined by 2 backs. Brown to the 20, to the 30, to the 20, inside the 20. Penalty flag thrown near where the tackle was made on Brown. Ian Locke, who's got the eyes of an eagle up here, seeing its personal foul face mask, and sure enough, that's what it is. So, oh, now he tells me the truth. You see, you had had me fooled. He says there's 3 cameras looking, that's why he can see that. Half the distance to the goal line, penalty face mask on Lake Orion. Brings the ball inside the 10-yard line. Yep, penalty on number 17, Corey Esther. Trying to get down Brown. He got down Brown. That's one way to get him down. Face mask, though. Half the distance to the goal line, inside the 10-yard line. First and goal, Knights. Hand off to Kelly. He gets to the 5. He bounces to the 2 and into the end zone for a Oak Park Knights touchdown.
John Kelly, 8-yard rushing score.
You saw the skills right there of number 4, John Kelly. 8 yards out. Follow number 50 there on a little trap play. Bounces out. He keeps his feet moving. Plenty of guys around there to make a play. Just got to finish the deal. Got to finish the job. Extra point by Lavoon Al-Shabi. Kicks it up. And the kick is good. So, 2 possessions by Oak Park. We're already deep into the second quarter. 2 scores. Lake Orion's only had the ball 1 possession. Only 1 score. 3:07 left to go here in the second quarter. Oak Park 14, Lake Orion 7. Video classes are now enrolling. Reserve your seat today. Learn the basics of studio and field production with ONTV staff of video professionals. We offer hands-on instruction in a fun atmosphere. Orion residents pay only $10. Call ONTV to find out more at 248-693-3377 or 248-393-1060, or visit our webpage at orionontv.org. Well, number of games throughout the year we've talked about starting fast, getting on top early. And we didn't talk about that in our keys to the game, but nonetheless, that's obviously very important. And the team on the visiting side of the field has done just that. Has started off well. They've played fairly error-free football, but well enough to have a 14-7 lead here with 3 to go in the second quarter. Short kick lined directly at number 11, Hunter Reed. An opportunity once again I don't understand why. We talked about the kicking game, and Al-Shabi has made both extra points for the Knights, but I don't understand why you give Lake Orion an opportunity to have that short field. Maybe it's the fact that they don't want to kick it to the guys like Corey Esther and such, but which I can understand that. But you give Lake Orion a short field with 3 minutes to go and 3 timeouts, you know. Trips to the right side, the wide side. Handoff to the freshman, number 88, Keith Fields. Carried the ball 7 times last week in the Clarkston game. He carries the ball this time for a loss of 2 yards on the play. Fields in motion, empty backfield from left to right. Tries to bounce it outside, and number 28, Sean Anthony there from a strong safety spot making the stop. Trips to the far side of the field, single receiver down to the bottom. Grant drops back to pass, being pressured backside by number 55, Shahid Bellamy. Official throws the flag though right away. He picks it up and waves off the flag. I think initially he thought it was an intentional grounding penalty. Here's the pressure. Bellamy putting pressure on the backside. Grant tries to get away and throw the ball. The official didn't see Giovinazzo in the area. So that's why he picked up the flag and waved off the intentional grounding call. So 3rd and long, 3rd and 12 for the Dragons to go. 2:34 to go, excuse me, on their own 45-yard line. Lee in motion, left to right. Grant rolls out to his left, finds Green near the sideline, Bays near the sideline. Was he able to keep his feet in bounds? He was not, no, out of bounds, incomplete. Good catch on the sideline, but the feet were not in bounds. Lee comes in motion, left to right. Connor Grant rolls out to his left. He's got time. Just led. Ooh, that was close. Can we go to the hood? Can we go to the hood in the MHSAA? Maybe, you know, that's something that's going to come down the road. Maybe. No? No? You don't want to make these high school games longer than they are? No? Okay. All right. Fair enough. Schanzer back to punt. Kelly and Marvin White back to receive the punt. Schanzer punts the ball. It bounces out at about at exactly the 25-yard line where Oak Park will take over 1st and 10, right hash with 2:18 left to go here in the second quarter. So Oak Park has 2 timeouts left to go. Lake Orion with 3. Lohman currently 5 of 8 for 81 yards. Kelly carried the ball 7 times for 25 yards and a touchdown. Lohman brings him out. Empty backfield, trips to the far side. 2 receivers to the near side, the wide side of the field. Kelly comes in motion, right to left, fake handoff. Lohman keeps it and surges to about the 30-yard line, which will bring up 2nd and 5. Excuse me, that was Jordan Leonard. Excuse me, that was Jordan Leonard, not Lohman. So Lohman's been in the game. Chauncey Lohman, their quarterback. That time was Jordan Leonard. 2nd and 5, Oak Park. Same formation, Kelly in motion this way from right to left. But he's going nowhere. He's going nowhere. Brought down by number 33, Logan Shadaya. Brad Check in on the play as well. Also Brennan Rourke. 1:34 left to go in the second quarter. Lake Orion calls their first time out of the quarter. First time out of the half. Oak Park 14, Lake Orion 7. Lake Orion wanted to hopefully get one more stop, force the Knights to either incomplete to stop the clock or use their second timeout, ultimately Lake Orion, to get the ball back, force them to punt, and hopefully put something on the board before halftime. So, not a situation Lake Orion's used to seeing here at home. But we've heard all year long about how good Oak Park is playing in that strong OAA white division. Teams like Southfield, who's been quality all year. Farmington Hills Harrison, both those teams are 7-1. Oak Park, obviously very good. Rochester Adams, the very first game of the year, beat Clarkston for their only loss of the year. So they're playing, Oxford's a quality opponent who gave Lake Orion a tough time early on the first game of the season when Lake Orion won 35-30. Tough OAA white, and they're showing it here tonight. 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6 for the Knights. Toss sweep out to number 5, Ricardo Brown. He gets out to the outside of the right side and gets a first down. Still running on the sideline. Goes out of bounds, saves the clock for them. Knights get a first down. Jordan Leonard catches the ball from center. Just a toss sweep. He's got 2 guys leading for him, 2 guards pulling for him. You know what? If you got 2 guards in number 54 Ricardo Smith, 6'2", 250, and 59 Anthony Jackson, 6'3", 265. You want to follow those guys. And that's what Brown did right there. Trips to the wide side of the field, 1st and 10. Chauncey Lohman back in at quarterback. Chauncey Lohman gets sacked by number 30, Brennan Rourke. That's the pressure we're talking about that Lake Orion has to produce. Can't allow quarterback like Lohman. Excuse me, that's not Lohman, that's Jordan Leonard, my fault. Can't allow quarterbacks like Leonard and Lohman, for that matter, to have time back there to set up and throw. And that time, Brennan Rourke got to him for a big loss. 2nd and 14, we're well under a minute left to go here in the second quarter. Hand off to Kelly. Hand off to Kelly to the 45, across the 45, near the 50, near midfield. Just short of the first down, or are they going to have to measure? The clock stops. The officials are stopping the clock. I don't know if it's because of the spot or Oak Park calls timeout. And that's exactly what it was. Coach Carter for Oak Park calls their 3rd and final timeout. Hand off to Kelly, right to left, following number 59, Anthony Jackson. And number 4, Christian James, get on the stop, coming off his block from his cornerback position to stop Kelly just short of the first down. So, a 3rd and 1 for the Knights. 33 seconds left. I said no timeouts left for the Oak Park Knights. I apologize, it's just 1 timeout left for Oak Park. We got students in the stands with no shirts on, but promoting breast cancer awareness. They got all the pink on, great cause, but they might be a little crazy. I'm in here in 3 or 4 layers and inside, and they're outside having a great time. Cheering on the Dragons. 3rd and 1, a big 3rd and 1, 36 seconds left to go here in the second quarter. Three-man rush by the Dragons. Hand off to Kelly. Gets the first down. Clock stops. Past the 45 to the 43. First down Dragons. I'm sorry, first down Knights, excuse me. I wish it was first down Dragons, you know? Except I'm not supposed to be a homer, am I? 1st and 10. The clock's running. Drop back to pass Leonard. Find over the middle to number 5, Ricardo Brown. He gets inside. Oh, another penalty in the secondary on the tackle. Tackle made by number 9, Brad Chisholm. This could be a big call. I think they're going to say he's down and then hit the receiver Brown late. Just a hunch. Personal foul. It's a blow to the head. That's a huge, huge first down for the Knights. You know, and that's all about, it's all said and done, first and foremost, player safety. And that's why that rule's been implemented. Nice ball from Leonard to Brown over the middle. And all about player safety and keeping our kids safe playing this game. Leonard drops back to pass, feels pressure on the outside, steps up in the pocket, throws, tries to force it. Spacing wasn't good for the Knights. 2 receivers in the same area, but you know what? There was 3 Dragons defenders in that same area. And that leads us and takes us to halftime. A nice breakup in the end zone by the Dragons. That being said, though, Oak Park leads at halftime. Oak Park 14, Lake Orion 7. You're watching it here on Orion Neighborhood Television.
The second quarter of tonight's game was brought to you by Hungry Howie's, located at 195 North Park Road in Lake Orion, a proud supporter of Orion Neighborhood Television and Dragon Athletics.
was cinnamon. Surefire sign of the killer. Now, I'm going to tell you this story as best I can. And I usually get most things right most times, but when I don't, I mix things up. It was Lorelei that first come to that little girl. Late one night, well past midnight, when that swamp out back of the cemetery behind the house be just a percolating, and that mist gets all churned up, you know, start creeping. Now the girl was asleep like everybody else in the house, but that cinnamon, that smell of cinnamon, it got strong in her room, and that mist, you know, it started moving up toward the house. After a while, the smell of cinnamon was so strong, so pungent, like it burned the inside of your nose strong.
Lake Orion High School is proud to present in performance drum majors Jacob Garrison, Kaylee Belletto, Caitlin Ullery, and Joe Rukolsky, and the Lake Orion High School Marching Band.
It woke that girl up. She sit up right quick, you know. And there right in front of her was Lorelei, tall spirit with porcelain skin. Lorelei told that little girl that a kindling was coming, and not to be concerned when the Mayfair ladies was drawn to it. She told her that kindling was what started the fire, what got the dance to going. She said to that little girl that kindling don't always come by, but when it do, the ladies have got to dance. And Lorelei say, it's time for the kindling, child, and the ladies are coming. They drawn to the smell of cinnamon like wolves drawn to the glow of the moon. They come to dance, to welcome the next sister to the fold. Go on, child. I can see the cinnamon drawing you too. But take care. That smell can get too strong. It can take you away. And take this light. It may keep you safe from those who mean you harm. It's always been a friend when you need it. And then they started gathering around that little girl, swirling her around, until they were all lost in the dance.
Video classes are now enrolling. Reserve your seat today. Call 248-693-3377. Studio and field production classes are available. Learn how to make your own television program and learn the basics of television production. Call 248-693-3377. A service of Orion Neighborhood Television.
We're back here About 2 minutes left to go before we start our third quarter. Oak Park Knights lead at halftime, 14-7 over the Dragons, and making halftime adjustments. This is the first time that Lake Orion will have this season at home had to make adjustments being down at halftime. Usually it's a situation, at least last game we were here at home against Pontiac, there was not a lot of adjustments needed to be made. Really the only adjustments that needed to be made, making sure that getting all personnel in and making sure they got quality reps in game situations. Tonight, it's a totally different story in that Oak Park's playing well. They had one turnover that Lake Orion couldn't quite convert. Brad Chisholm intercepted the ball and ran it back about 60 yards to about the 12-yard line. Lake Orion couldn't convert, kicked it a field goal to put 3 points on the board. That was no good. And it's really been 4 possessions by Oak Park, 2 of which the first 2 they converted, the 1 interception, and then Oak Park also their 4th possession threw a ball into the end zone, deflected away with no time left to go into halftime. So Lake Orion scored on their first possession, and that's been about it for the Dragons. So Lake Orion will start the second half of the third quarter with the ball. They'll receive the football. But right now, we're going to go down to our sideline reporter, Kevin McCormick, for an update. Kevin, what do you have for us?
Guys, the defense was really the weak spot of the first half, as the score reflects that, and they've got this new defense installed. The middle of the defense was really soft, so look for the coaches to really emphasize corralling the plays to the middle of the defense so that those guys can get help and to prevent those long runs and those quick passes across the middle.
Thank you, Kevin. You staying warm down there? He can't hear me. It's probably too cold down there. That's why he can't. All right. The 3-minute warm-up period just about concluded. Kevin's a real trooper down there because, we're sitting up in a fairly cool, warm booth up here from our perch up here. The scoreboard for this half of play is underwritten by Checkers Restaurants. With 2 locations in the Orion area, Checkers, a proud supporter of Orion Neighborhood Television and Dragon Athletics. The green and white team's got to get hot this second half in order to take advantage of what's in front of them. We talked a bit at the outset how important this game is for both teams. A crossover game, OAA red versus OAA white, third place in each of their respective divisions. Oak Park's got to win to clinch a spot in what ends up being probably the Division II playoffs for Oak Park. Lake Orion's already in. Now it's just a matter of determining whether or not they have a home field game next week in round 1 or not, which traditionally has been a Friday night, at least if Lake Orion hosts. The selection show is Sunday at 7 o'clock. The MHSAA selection show is Sunday at 7 o'clock, so coaches will be watching that very intently as Sunday night rolls around after college football, after NFL football. Here's the kickoff by Oak Park. A little squibber down to about the 22-yard line. Kyle Bell takes the ball, takes it past the 35, takes it past the 40. Nice return out to about the 42. Good field position, good start for Lake Orion. Just a little squib kick by Anthony Jackson, just kind of nubs it down to about the 22-yard line or so. Kyle Bell, nice 19-yard return. Let's see what Lake Orion does to start here in the third quarter. Lake Orion, in the middle of the field, 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line of Lake Orion. Connor Grant under center, Esther in motion left to right. Hand off to Giovinazzo up the middle. He takes it for about 3 yards straight ahead. We'll bring up 2nd and 7. Nice little trap play up the middle for Giovinazzo, again, who continues to run the ball hard and lead the Dragons this year in yards rushing. Trips to the far side of the field, single receiver down here at the bottom. Connor Grant under center, hands off to Giovinazzo, who keeps churning, keeps working, doesn't go down yet. Finally goes down. at about near the 48-yard line, brings up 3rd and short. 3rd and medium for the Dragons, about 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4. The ability to establish something and get something happening early in this second half is very, very important for the Dragons. 3 receivers to the far side. Esther in motion, right, deep motion, left to right. Strings it out, Oak Park defense strings it out. Esther, I don't think, just barely got back to the line of scrimmage. I tell you what we're seeing tonight by Oak Park is definitely some speed on their side of the football. Corey Hester is one of the fastest guys in the state, and number 54 just does a nice job crossing that offensive lineman's face, Ricardo Smith, and pushing that hole wider and wider, and brings up 4th and 3 for the Dragons, who are going to go for it. Trips to the Lake Orion side of the field. Connor Grant drops straight back to pass. Little hitch route complete to number 1, Zach Green. Nice route, nice ball, nice catch, nice first down, Lake Orion. Know where the sticks are, know what you need to get. Run a little 5-yard hitch route. Plenty of time. Connor 3-step drop and throw. Pitch and catch. Nice separation by Zach Green. Got the first down. 1st and 10, Lake Orion on their own 46-yard, the Oak Park 46-yard line. Giovinazzo up the middle for about 2 yards on the play.
Johnny Gardner, number 58, gets the stop for Oak Park.
Connor Grant getting the signals from the sideline. The offensive coaching staff, Darren Tooley. Single back, Giovinazzo. Lee in motion, right to left. Connor Grant keeps it, rolls out to his left, gets the first down and more. Inside the 30-yard line, out of bounds at about the 28-yard line. Nice play action, nice fake by Connor Grant. The flow was coming to the Lake Orion side of the field. Connor Grant kept it wide, ran around the right side for a huge first down for the Dragons. Hester in motion, left to right, handoff to Giovinazzo up the middle. Takes it down to about the 26-yard line or so. Bring up 2nd and 7. You know, it's one of the things that Lake Orion, actually Oak Park has done a nice job of is not let ball get wide. As a result, Lake Orion's trying to run up the middle. Some of the play action in the bootleg is helping Lake Orion. Here's Esther on the handoff coming back from left to right. He gets over the 25-yard line, down to about the 23-yard line. Connor Grant, Lee in motion, right to left. Fake to Giovinazzo, handoff to Esther. And a little power play out of that formation. 3rd and 4 from the 23-yard line for the Dragons. Lee in motion, handoff to Giovinazzo. Giovinazzo is still on his feet, but short of the first down to about the 21-yard line. New personnel coming in for the Dragons. Kraus and Schanzer coming in. Zach Green coming out. 4th and 2, a big 4th and 2 for the Dragons, who are 40% on the year on 4th down conversions. Connor Grant, ball's put in play. Connor Grant runs back into the huddle to call the play. One of the few times you see the Lake Orion offense huddle. Full house backfield, 4th and 2. Handoff to Kraus. To Lee. He's churning. He's moving that pile. He's still moving that pile. Inside the 10. First down, Lake Orion Dragons. They break that huddle. They do a nice job of getting set. The splits are very tight. Down block, kick out by the two lead backs. Chris Lee fouls those two lead backs off tackle to the left-hand side and keeps moving that pile of white. First down, Lake Orion at the 10. Full house backfield, Connor Grant under center. Handoff to Giovinazzo. Giovinazzo to the 3, to the 2, to the 1. Touchdown, Lake Orion Dragons. $58-yard drive. Dom Giovinazzo, a 10-yard touchdown run. Puts Lake Orion to within 1. A 58-yard drive in 4 minutes and 55 seconds. Bell to hold, Shanzer to kick. It's up and it's no good. It's no good. So with 7:05 left to go here in the third quarter, Oak Park 14, Lake Orion 13. Replays are made possible this season by Jets Pizza, with 2 locations in the Orion area. A proud sponsor of ONTV and Dragon football since 2009. Ricardo Brown and John Kelly back to receive. A little squib kick that goes out of bounds at the 35-yard line. Try to nub it over near the Lake Orion sideline here. Out of bounds. Oak Park will take over. Depends on where they want to take the football. They want to take the football there. Do they want to re-kick? We'll find out. They take the ball. They will take the ball 1st and 10. Right hash mark of their own 35-yard line.
The penalty is for the kick going out of bounds. That means Oak Park starts at their own 35. First down.
First series for the Knights in the second half. Chauncey Lohman back in at quarterback for the Knights. Trips to the far side of the field. Single back is John Kelly. Single receiver to the near side. Hand off to Kelly up the middle to the 40, to the 39, across the Oak Park 40. Chris Lee on the stop, gain of about 6 on the play. Brings up 2nd and 4. Just a little simple handoff, isolation play, or dive play, excuse me. Again, a good quality back like John Kelly. Knows where to find the holes, got good vision, got good feet. Handoff one more time to Kelly. He takes it over to 45 for a Oak Park first down. The ability to, Oak Park's got a huge offensive line, and they're very athletic as well. You see them get off the ball here, and you know what, run fit wise, Lake Orion just not half a second or so slow in closing down those gaps and those angles that for Kelly to run through. 1st and 10. For Oak Park, 3 receivers to the far side. Oh, Lohman drops back to pass on a go route. 3 vertical receivers intercepted by Lake Orion. Christian James, number 4, takes it all the way down into Oak Park territory, past the 25-yard line. It looked like 3 vertical routes from the trips receivers to the far side of the field. Lohman hung it. Christian James waiting for it, and he returns it into Oak Park territory. Here's Lohman drop back to pass. He's got time. He's got a nice pocket. And he just kind of sails it over Miles Daniels' head. And Christian James is waiting for that ball. And Shadiah and Checker downfield, lead blocking for him. Christian James takes it down to the 23-yard line. Lake Orion takes over 1st and 10. 5:51 to go. Dragons down by 1. Lake Orion in the first half couldn't convert on Chisholm's interception. Let's see if they can convert on Christian James' interception. Full house backfield, Grant under center. Stretch play, run to Zach Arnold. Zach Arnold gets the edge to the 20, to the 15, and out of bounds at about the 15. Actually, inside the 15. About an 8-yard gain by Zach Arnold. Matt Kraus, Dom Giovinazzo on the edge, doing a nice job of sealing the edge. And there's the speed by Zach Arnold, getting the edge on number 45, Derek Harris. Full house backfield again, 2nd and short. Handoff. I lost who the handoff went to. Went to Giovinazzo. Was it Lee up the middle, excuse me? Or is that Giovinazzo? It's Giovinazzo. Thank you, thank you. First down, Lake Orion Dragons. So, 1st and 10 to the 12. Zach Arnold comes out of the game. Chris Lee back in. Full house backfield. Kraus, Giovinazzo, and Lee. Grant under center. Handoff to Kraus. Kraus takes it inside the 10 to about the 7.5 yard line.
Down inside the 8-yard line.
2nd down and about 6.
2nd down.
Full house backfield. Handoff. One more time to Lee. And he keeps the chains close to the chain, close to the first down marker. He's inside the 5. Brings him about 3rd and 2. Kraus leads, tries to kick out the end there. Lee comes and bounces it inside off the left tackle. 3rd and 2, big 3rd and 2 for the Dragons. Backs check their splits. Full house backfield again. Stretch play to the left side, the short side. There's a penalty thrown early on the play. Chris Lee's bounced out of bounds at about the 5-yard line. Let's see what the flag is. Officials backpedaling. He's checking with the Oak Park sideline before he signals. Is he going to signal? He's still conferring with his crew. He's asking the Oak Park captain what he wants to do with it. So I assume it's on Lake Orion. Procedure call on Lake Orion. 5-yard brought back to the 10, just inside the 10-yard. And 3rd and 7, Lake Orion. 4:15 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Oak Park 14, Lake Orion 13. Connor Grant calls the play in the huddle. Break the huddle, get to the line, get set. Stretch play, and Connor Grant keeps it. He has to step up. He finds Schanzer down to the goal line. He's saying incomplete, or he's saying, wow, how can that be incomplete? Did he not make a football move with that ball? He tried to stick that ball out, it looked like, near the goal line. He had to have carried the ball 2 or 3 steps before he tried to stretch it out. Here's the play. Connor Grant on a nice bootleg, nice fake. 54, number 54 doesn't bite. 1, 2, 3. Boy, oh boy, that's a touchdown, folks. That, to me, is a touchdown. But the officials on the field are calling it incomplete. Schanzer, near the goal line, reaches that ball out, and actually it looked like the ball crossed the plane. I don't know, I couldn't see whether or not his knee was down prior to that, but it's certainly, there was no question that Schanzer made a football move. Yes, he was carrying the ball a little bit loose, okay? He had at least 2 steps. Nonetheless, 4th and 8. Coach Bell runs off the sideline, calls a timeout. Coach Bell is not very happy. He wants an explanation on the play. Coach Bell calls a timeout with 3:47 to go here in the 3rd quarter. A questionable call from here. Let's watch it again here. Grant rolls out. 54, Ricardo Smith gets in Grant's face. 1, 2, 3. He's carrying it loose. He still has, he's got, Schanzer takes at least 4 steps, and the official's waving his hands right away as incomplete. I don't understand how he could say that's incomplete. like I said earlier, yes, he's carrying the ball very loose once that ball's caught, but to say he's not controlling it, I don't know how he can make that call. I really don't know. Kevin, he's saying was bobbling it from the get-go. I don't know, but puts Lake Orion in a bind right now. 4th and 7. Lake Orion called a timeout. I don't know if Coach Bell got the right explanation that he was looking for, but that's a big play. You know what? Lake Orion's going to decide to do what? They took the timeout, and it looks like they're going to go out and kick the field goal. Trying to put 3 points on the board to try to go up 16-14. That's how crucial those extra points are, as Oak Park experienced last week, missing 3 extra points of their own. A 27-yard field goal by Schanzer. Bell to hold, he gets it down. Schanzer kicks it up. The kick is wide right. The kick is no good. 27-yard field goal, no good by Schanzer. So, with 3:41 to go in the third, Oak Park will take over. 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Coach Bell's still talking about that play, and rightly so. Rightly so. That's a situation where, again, what I say earlier, when's high school football going to go to the hood and get the challenge play out? That was one. That was, yeah, right now. Let's institute that right now. That was one where you would throw a red flag. Not to be the case. Play through it, play football, right? That's what they all say. That's what coaches say. Here we go. Handoff to Brown. Brown stumbles past the 20-yard line to about the 21-yard line. Brought down by Slayton, number 40 for the Dragons. 2nd and 9, Oak Park. So, 2 interceptions, no points as a result. And both those interception returns were well into Oak Park territory. Lake Orion couldn't convert. Trips to the far side, single back Kelly in the gun, or in the backfield with Lohman. Hand off to Kelly, half to Kelly. Kelly spins up to about the 25-yard line. Brought down by number 24, Chris Lee. Hand off to Kelly. Shadiah does a nice job of penetrating, forcing Kelly to cut back right into not only Chris Lee, but also number 30, Brennan Rourke. I'm sorry, Drew Casey. Drew Casey. Third and 5, Oak Park. Bubble screen out to number 6, Juan Hernandez. Juan Hernandez moving, churning, and getting a big first down for the Knights. Juan Hernandez, just that inside receiver in the trips formation up top. He just runs a little bubble screen. The 2 receivers stalk block downfield. And again, getting your player makers in open space. Gets past a tackle from Christian James, gets past a tackle from Drew Casey, gets a big first down. Again, Oak Park converting on 3rd down, which is a big key to this football game. Little bunch set to the right side, a toss to Kelly to the right. Kelly cuts back inside, past the 45. He keeps those feet moving, does a nice job avoiding and eluding 2 tacklers, beating James and Chisholm for a couple extra yards, and brings up a 2nd and 3.
7-yard gain. 2nd down and 3 at the 49.
Lohman, little toss to Kelly, and he's got 2 backs leading for him. James slips, can't quite bring him down. Casey slips. Finally, Chisholm from a safety spot comes down and makes the play. Not necessarily a big strike by Oak Park, just methodical and moving the ball downfield. Hand off to Kelly. Kelly over to 50, past the first down markers for a first down another first down for Oak Park.
First down, Oak Park.
So usually, you know, a big statistic in the game of football is turnover margin. Turnover margin, and Lake Orion's a +2 right now. And like we said, but no points, nothing to show for it. So, and 2 missed field goals as well. So those things add up in a big game like this. Those things make a big difference when you're playing a quality Oak Park football team. 1st and 10, Oak Park on the Dragons 47. Handoff to Kelly running wide. Kelly to the 45, brought down, nice tackle by number 10, Zach Surzo from his secondary spot. Little handoff to Kelly. Brad Check doing a nice job of coming off that block and being a part of the play. All right, Kyle Bellin on the stop as well. That's gonna lead us and take us to intermission. The 3rd quarter intermission. We're going into the 4th. A heck of a football game at the end of the 3rd quarter. We'll be right back.
Please remember that CFL bulbs, you know, those curly, energy-efficient light bulbs everybody is using to save electricity, shouldn't be thrown away in your trash. Neither should batteries or home medical sharps. You can check with your local community to see where they can be recycled. Some retailers will allow you to bring them in for recycling. You can also order simple kits online that allow you to collect your recyclables and simply mail them away to be properly recycled. This green tip was brought to you by your friends at Waste Management.
We're back for the start of the 4th quarter. Oak Park 14, Lake Orion 13. DVD copies can be purchased by calling ONTV at 248-693-3377 or 248-393-1060. For only $10, you can get a copy of not only this game, but any other game in our program vault. Penalty, false start on the play. Again, that's DVD copies, 248-693-3377 or 248-393-1060. 5-yard penalty on the Knights. Brings up 2nd down and 13. They're going to reset the clock. The game clock was 2 seconds were taken off. It reset the game clock to 12 seconds. The false start was a dead ball, I believe, and I might have to call. Nope, there we go. Trips to the far side of the field. 2nd and 13 for the Knights from the 50, just over to 50. Four-man rush over the middle, picked off once again by number 33, Logan Shadaya. Logan Shadaya returns the ball back to the original line of scrimmage for the Knights. Lake Orion will take over 1st and 10. We talk about how important turnovers are. Now it's an opportunity for Lake Orion to take advantage. Lohman, first play from in the 4th quarter, steps up, not a lot of pressure. He tries to hit his wide receiver over the middle, number 21, Darius Stokes. Shadaya sitting right in the passing lane, picks it off, returns it about 4 yards to the 50. Left hash mark, 1st and 10, Lake Orion. Another false start. Number of false starts tonight on both sides of the football. A little antsy, wanting to make something happen. A little fidgety because it's awful cold out there. Who knows what it is? Combination of the sort. 1st and 15, Lake Orion. Hester in motion left to right, handoff to Giovinazzo. Giovinazzo brings it back to close to the original line of scrimmage. Gets about 4.5 back. Bring up 2nd and 11. Just simple little trap play inside. Over the left. Giovinazzo. Toss this way to Esther on the wide side of the field. He finds a seam to the 40, to the first, splits the two defenders, takes it down past the 30-yard line. You know, Corey, you can tell, as soon as he finds that seam, he plants that right foot in the ground and gets vertical upfield. You see it right here. Nice toss sweep. Tucks that ball in well. Boom, there's the seam. Find it and go. And a great job downfield by Bays blocking. Inside handoff to Lee coming back from left to right. He takes it to the 15, a cut back to the 5, touchdown, Lake Orion Dragons. Chris Lee from 28 yards out. The situation now where, you know, Lake Orion's up 5, you go for 2, and I think that's what they're going to do. Now, that was a situation there where, you know, the play prior, Corey Esther had a nice run on a toss play to the wide side of the field. And now you're thinking Corey Esther, you saw Corey Esther going from right to left in motion, so you got to be aware of him. And all of a sudden, Chris Lee comes back from left to right, finds a seam, 28 yards out, touchdown Lake Orion. Huge play. There's the fake we talked about. Chris Lee, nice block by Dominic Giovinazzo. Great job downfield. Great job by Zach Green. Touchdown Lake Orion. Great block by Jack Linklater and Nick Sally downfield, allowing Chris to find his nose to the end zone. You know what? Chris has had a nose for the end zone all season long. That's Chris's second of the game. That's Chris's 13th touchdown on the year. So we've got a timeout on the field. Lake Orion called their second timeout of the second half. We've only got one left. They called their first timeout after that controversial call near the goal line. To call this to make sure they get the right play called in for this two-point conversion attempt, because it's crucial. Lake Orion takes an interception and converts, and that's a key. That's a huge key. Trips to the near side. Lee in motion left to right. Esther to the right to left. He gets flipped up near the goal line. He's short of the goal line. Two-point conversion, no good. Oak Park player down on the field, and they're calling trainers from both staffs out of the field real quick. Corey Esther's down as well. That's why they're calling both training staffs out of the field. There's an Oak Park player down and a Lake Orion player down, Corey Esther. I can't quite tell who the Oak Park player is. Corey Esther, ball flow and fake went from left to right. Corey Esther gets upended near the goal line, about the 3-yard line, by number 3, Chance Savage. He upends Corey Esther. Corey Esther's shoulder comes down at about the 2-yard line. Both players, Savage and Esther, are still down on the field. We've got 11:10 to go here in the fourth quarter. Lake Orion takes their first lead of the game, 19-14 over Oak Park. We're here on Orion Neighborhood Television. We'll be right back. We're back here at Dragon Stadium. Both Corey Esther, number 17, and number 3, Chance Savage, come off the field, both gingerly. Big hit near the goal line prevented the Dragons from getting into the end zone on the 2-point conversion. 19-14, Lake Orion again takes their first lead of the game here in the fourth quarter. So a Shadiah interception brought to the 50, a Corey Esther run, and a Chris Lee touchdown puts the Dragons up 5. Puts the Dragons up 5. It has a good ring to it. Good ring to it. Schanzer into kick for the Dragons. Wind crossing the field from the Dragons bench to the Knights bench. Kelly and Brown back to receive for the Knights. Schanzer kicks it. Kelly catches it about the 15-yard line to the 20, the 25. Cuts back, gets to about the 28-yard line where the Knights will take over. 1st and 10, right hash mark. Three interceptions tonight by the Dragons. Resulted in 6 points total. Let's see what the Dragons can do this series. Slowly but surely, staying in this game, taking leads in this game. Trips to the wide side of the field for the Knights. Single receiver up top. Lohman in the shotgun. Hand off to Brown. Brown to the 35, cross the 40-yard line, and out to about the 44-yard line. Correction, Leonard in now at quarterback for the Knights. We're going to go down to Kevin McCormick, who's on the sidelines, probably near the heaters. Kevin, what do you got?
Guys, injury update. They're looking at Corey Esther's lower right leg just to see what's going on, somewhere near the knee. Not really sure what the detail is on that. And the Oak Park player that went down was knocked out cold. So it was good to see that he walked off under his own power.
Thanks for the update, Kevin. We appreciate it. Glad to hear that both players are off the field. Hopefully they're get back to playing in no time. Sweep to Brown to the right side. Check. Kraus, Luby, and a host of green, a green wave over there. Prevent Brown from getting but a yard or so. Lake Orion player, it looks like, is that Highland or is it Chisholm? Can't quite tell. Lake Orion player down in the secondary. You could tell he was upset at something. It's Brad Chisholm down on the ground. He was pounding his hand on the ground. You kind of knew something, at least he thought something was going on. We'll come back, 10:15 to go here in the fourth quarter. Lake Orion 19, Oak Park 14. You're here on Orion Neighborhood Television. We're back here in the fourth quarter. Brad Chisholm being helped off the field by the training staff. Walking very gingerly on his left foot, left knee is kind of up in the air. He's only walking on that right foot. Let's pray that Brad's all right. Nothing too serious. 2nd down and 9 for the Knights at the 45. Bunch set to the left side. Inside handoff on a little shovel pass to Juan Hernandez. That play's worked well for them. Kelly leading on the way. Brings up a 1st down for the Knights. Little bunch set. Kelly comes back from left to right, leading. Hernandez gets the ball, a little flip forward. Flat out just speed. Brought down by Casey at about the 41-yard line. Jordan Leonard, their senior quarterback, under center, or not under center, in the gun. He played most of the second quarter, while Lohman played most of the first and third quarters. Kelly in motion, left to right. Fake handoff, and Leonard's gonna keep it. Keeps it to the 35, gets outside, brought down by Kyle Bell at about the 30-yard line, but another Knights 1st down. Got to honor Kelly, but then you know what? You got big 54 leading for you, and Leonard keeps the ball and uses his athleticism. Knows where the sticks are for that 1st down. So Lake Orion backed up on their 30-yard line now. Handoff, toss, sweep to Brown. Brown from right to left. There's nobody on the edge. Brown's got the edge. Brown's got the touchdown, Oak Park, but there is a penalty on the play. I think it's going to come back. And fortunately for the Dragons, it is coming back. Procedure call on the Knights one more time. Boy, that has been a thorn in their side tonight. That procedure penalty once again, and again, thank goodness for the Dragons that was the case. 5-yard penalty, but also takes 6 points off the board for Oak Park. 1st and 15, Oak Park. Boy, they got Kelly, they've got Brown, quality speed out of their backs. Hernandez is quick. That's why this has been a fun game to watch. Speed on both sides of the football. 2 quality football teams. Leonard in the gun, trips. There's a toss sweep again to Brown to the trip side. Brown cuts back. Inside, Krause, there's a fumble on the play. Are they gonna say he was down? The line judge on the far side says he was down. Brown was down at about the 31-yard line. Let's see. They run that toss to the trip side, and Brown makes a cut inside Krause. Straight fighting for more. I don't know that he was down. From here, from the replay, it looks like he was still trying to fight. It looks like he was on a Lake Orion defender who was on the ground. Hard to tell, but nonetheless, they called him down. 2nd and 11. Approaching the 30-yard line of the Dragons. 3 times in a row, they've run that bunch set, this time to the short side of the field. They run a little option play to the wide side of the field. They flip it out to Kelly. There's a fumble! A fumble, but Leonard falls on his toss, his option pitch to Kelly. Almost the 4th fumble. First time they've run this little option play. All right, Zach Serzo does a nice job of trying to close the gap. Kelly can't quite handle it again. Maybe it's a situation where it's a little cool out, cold out, whatever. Hands are a little cold. Catching the toss, but brings up a big 3rd and 15 from the 35. Left hash. Trips to the far side of the field, the wide side. Lohman in the gun. Leonard's got time. Ball thrown low to number 7, Drew Jackson, incomplete. Nice pressure. You know, he was Leonard was sitting there, waiting for something to come open. Had some decent time, but after a while, he could feel pressure backside of Brad Check. Looked like he was getting held, but that's a tribute not only to the backside Brad Check and the penetration, but also to the Lake Orion secondary there that Leonard couldn't find anybody to throw to. Big 4th and 15, 7:19 to go here in the 4th. Dragons up 19-14. We've got a penalty again. Oak Park wasn't even set. And they're gonna call, wow, illegal procedure one more time against, this time, their center, number 59, Anthony Jackson. Wow, brings up a big 4th and 20. That being said, Oak Park has completed some big 3rd and long plays and a big 4th down play early in the first half. Three-man down for Lake Orion. 3-man rush for the Dragons. 8 back. Oh! They're trying a little wheel route to Kelly. Kelly never looked back for the football. The ball was thrown short. Incomplete. Turnover on downs. Lake Orion will take over with 7:15 to go here in the 4th quarter. Up 19-14. 1st and 10, Lake Orion at their own 40-yard line. Lohman in the gun, and all they looked to run Leonard was looking at Kelly the entire way, didn't look at anybody else on a 4th and 20. Kelly never turned around to look for the football. Don't think he would have been able to make the first down anyway, but nonetheless. Full house backfield, Connor Grant under center. Matt Krause puts his head down, fights for about 2 yards, to about the 42. Brings up 2nd and 8. Down block, down block. Lake Orion pulls the backside guard, Jack Linklater. Matt Krause making sure he's protecting that football. Both hands on the football, churning out a couple yards. So 2 huge back-to-back defensive series for the Dragons. An interception and a turnover on downs. Up the middle again, this time to Chris Lee, following Nick Sally. Another short gain for about 2 yards. Brings up 3rd and 6. 3rd and 6 at the 44. Zach Green checks back into the game along with Zach Arnold. Shanzer comes out, along with Matt Krause. So they get out of their full house personnel right now to go to that Lake Orion spread offense. Giovinazzo offset to the right. Connor Grant under center. Oh, false start, or at least a whistle on the play. Delay a game against Lake Orion. Delay a game, Lake Orion brings up 3rd and 12. 3rd and 11 for the Dragons. One thing again, they're trying to rotate personnel in. They had the full house backfield in, different package in personnel-wise, and they got guys in and off late, and as a result, delay a game. Trips to the wide side of the field. Connor Grant in the gun. Giovinazzo joins him in the backfield. Connor Grant drops straight back to pass. Finds it, looks to the single receiver to the right side of the field. A lot of pushing and shoving on the Lake Orion side of the field. Who are they going to call it on? Zach Green battling with Ricardo Brown on a flat-out go route. I think there's pushing and shoving on both sides of the field. Let's see who they call it on. Pass interference against Oak Park. Pass interference against Oak Park brings up a huge first down for Lake Orion. Here's the play. Connor Green looks to the trip side and then turns to the single receiver side, and you know what? Zach Green made a heck of an effort for that football. Heck of an effort for that football as he's getting shielded and pushed and you name it. 1st and 10 Lake Orion at the nice 46. Connor Grant bobbles the ball coming out from under center. Busted play, does what he can to get what he can. And Connor gets about 3. Let's see what, he fumbles the ball a little bit coming out of center. I don't know if he ever got his hands up and under the center or what, but did a nice job of finally cradling it, protecting it, and again, getting 3. Connor Grant barking out the signals left to right. Arnold in motion, handoff to Giovinazzo. Giovinazzo bounces, leans out to about the 40-yard line. So, with Lake Orion up 5, with under 5 minutes to go, a big 3rd down conversion. Lake Orion's only got 1 timeout left. Giovinazzo just following his big right guard, Nick Sally, on that little trap play. The keys are rattling in the stands. It's 3rd and 4. Zach Arnold in motion left to right, handoff to Giovinazzo. Giovinazzo keeps working, keeps fighting Very close to a first down, but short.
Gets down to the 37. He's tackled
About a yard and a half short. Same play call as last time. Little trap by following Sally. Inside handoff to Giovinazzo. Lake Orion switches their personnel, going to a huddle. Kraus in the game, Lee in the game, Giovinazzo in the game, in that full house backfield. Official on the Lake Orion sideline. Coach Bell called a timeout. That's Coach Bell's and the Dragons' final timeout. We've got 3:40 to go here in the fourth quarter. An exciting week 9 in the OAA. Lake Orion 19, Oak Park 14. Oak Park still has 3 timeouts left to go. You ever wanted to make your own TV show? We're making one right now here at Dragon Stadium, or operate a camera for a live sporting event. Well, you know what? You can now on ONTV, and you can make it happen. They can make it happen. Your first step, though, is to sign up for orientation. It's free and offers you a look behind the scenes of ONTV. Call 248-693-3377 or 248-393-1060 for more information. 4th and a long one from the Oak Park 37-yard line. Again, Lake Orion, no timeouts left. Oak Park has all 3 of theirs. Dragons break the huddle, get to the line, off unbalanced line to the left. Handoff to Lee. It depends on where they give that initial surge. If they give that initial surge. Great penetration by number 58, Javian Gardner. Officials are going to measure. Oak Park's already sending their offense out. Lake Orion's already signaling first down, as would be expected. It depends on where they gave that initial spot. Awful, awful close. Based on, boy, oh boy, based on where they're at. You know what, I can't tell. I can't tell. Heck of a play by Oak Park defense, stopping a tough runner like Chris Lee. Depends on where they make the chains come out. Officials probably holding the ball because it's so windy out there. It might move, right? Lake Orion first down. How many inches? That by about 3-4 inches. Don't they often say this is a game of inches? Game of inches. Whether it's your extra points, whether it's your field goals, whether it's your first down opportunities. Coach Carter's out on the field past the top of the numbers and is, I guess, spouting his displeasure at the spot. Nonetheless, the clock keeps going. 1st and 10. Lake Orion from the Oak Park 36-yard line. Lake Orion's in their spread package with trips to the far side, the wide side of the field. Lee in motion, right to left, handoff Giovinazzo, right up the middle, spins off a would-be tackler down to about the 31-yard line. And now we're at the point of that game where Oak Park's got to start considering when to utilize their timeouts. Lake Orion's going to be very deliberate in knowing when the plays being put in or balls being put into play and when the back judge is making his signal as to when the play clock's running down. That's a luxury that Lake Orion has in being able to call the plays from the sideline. Trips to the far side, Zach Arnold back in motion from left to right. Chris Lee with the ball. Chris Lee with the first down. Just outside the Oak Park 21-yard line. Chris Lee signals first down. The officials signal first down. The crowd yells first down. Nice run by Chris Lee, getting tripped up in the secondary, but leaning forward for a first down, a huge first down. Same formation, trips to the far side. Lee in motion, handoff to Giovinazzo up the middle. Number 54, Ricardo Smith, made the initial hit. Giovinazzo bounced forward for about a yard extra. Oak Park has used their first timeout with 2:11 to go here in the fourth quarter. Lake Orion 19, Oak Park 14. There's those guys again when they in the pink and the no tops and the no shirts, but yet they've got earmuffs and a winter hat on. But you know what? Their fans are cheering on Lake Orion. Exciting, exciting. You know what? It's kind of a, we're week 9 of the season, regular season, but there's no question it's a playoff atmosphere. No question. I mean, the importance of the game we've talked about all night on both sides of the football. It's been an exciting game. It's been a close game. It's been a back and forth game. And, Lake Orion finally took a lead in this late third quarter. And, the defense has done a great job here in the second half, holding Oak Park to no points. And as we talked about too, turnovers certainly help. 3 turnovers for Oak Park, none for Lake Orion. A big statistic in the game, the most important statistic is that one up on the scoreboard. 19-14 Lake Orion, 2nd and 6 from the 17. Arnold in motion, handoff to Lee coming back. Lee gets just past the 20-yard line. Oak Park it's third down, 3rd and 3. Oak Park hasn't used their second timeout yet, and they do now. Giovinazzo kicks out, number 54. Chris Lee comes and runs inside that kick-out block behind Linklater. And Lee's hurt, so there's an official's timeout, not an Oak Park timeout. Now the clock continues to go. Oak Park is not used. That was not an Oak Park timeout. Now there's an Oak Park timeout. Oak Park takes their second timeout. 1:46 to go here in the fourth. Lake Orion 19, Oak Park 14. The scoreboards for this half of play is underwritten by Checkers Restaurants with 2 locations in the Orion area. Checkers, a proud supporter of Orion Neighborhood Television and Dragon Athletics. And there's nothing more like, the Checkers scoreboard sponsor, especially when that green team is on the good side. All right, nothing like watching that Checkers scoreboard when Lake Orion's up. Hopefully they can last this last minute and 46 seconds being out on top. Good position right now. It's cold out. Oak Park's going to be looking to strip that football. That's why you play a full 4 quarters. 1 timeout left for Oak Park. Lake Orion has none. Surzo checks into the game late. Into the right slot. Connor Grant under center. Surzo in motion right to left. Handoff. No, not a handoff to Giovinazzo. A keep by Grant. A keep by Grant. We've got a penalty on the perimeter. We've got a hold on what I'm guessing is probably number 1, Zach Green. A lot of times those wideouts are working their tails off trying to isolate that cornerback on a one-on-one block, and because they're out there on that island, a lot of times they'll get That defender gets outside the framework of a body when Green's trying to block, and that's when they get you caught for holding. Stops the clock for Oak Park. Brings the ball back 10 yards from the spot of the foul. And Lake Orion has the ball 3rd and about 9 from the 20-yard line. 1:40 to go. As fast as that first half was, the second half, see, we always jinx it. The second half's taking a little bit longer. Twins to each side with a little tighter bunch set on each side. Connor Grant barks up the play. Zach Arnold in deep motion. Grant rolls out to the left, throws to the corner, to the deep corner. Threw it where only Josh Bays could catch it, but threw it just a little too deep. Brings up a 4th down and 9. Zach Arnold comes in motion, fakes a toss. Connor Grant does a nice job of rolling out, and again, Bays had coverage, or had separation from the cornerback D'Angelo Williams, but just thrown a little too deep. So, decision by Lake Orion. Already missed 2 field goals to this point in time. 1:10 left to go here in the 4th. 4th and 9 from the 20. You get the first here, chances are pretty good. You don't, Oak Park's got a shot. Connor Grant drops back to pass. Finds a crossing route, curl route over the middle to Josh Bays for a huge Lake Orion first down. Connor had all the time in the world. Josh Bays runs a little curl route just past the sticks. Bays got inside the defender. You'll see it right here. Bays from the outside, the little crossing route right over the middle, sits down in the hole, gets inside number 19, D'Angelo Williams, and a huge first down for the Dragons. Got to stop at the play for some reason. I don't know. Had officials coming over to Coach Bell to talk to him about something.
The penalties, dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct on Lake Orion. Also dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct.
Offsetting penalties, unsportsmanlike conduct on both sides of the field. Certainly an exciting time for Lake Orion, certainly a disheartening play for the Knights. Nonetheless, Lake Orion takes over 1st and goal from the 6-yard line. And Lake Orion gets into their victory formation. Connor Grant just takes a knee. A little scuffle going on in the interior of the line. Oak Park decides not to use their final timeout. They decide to let the clock run out. And your Lake Orion Dragons. Oh, a little bit too early. Coach Carter's out on the field, pointing at the official. Finally, they called and used their timeout, their final timeout. Coach Carter's having a mouthful with the head official. 10.8 seconds left to go here in the 4th quarter. No timeouts on either side. Lake Orion's up by 5, 19-14. So, Lake Orion comes out. They're going to reset the clock here to what I don't know. We'll find out here in a second. But Lake Orion comes out on top here with a huge win. And obviously, Selection Sunday will be such that come 7 o'clock, MHSAA will have their selection show, and every high school in the state is sitting around that hour show watching all the pairings, where they need to travel to, things of that nature. Should be the last play of the game. Still getting the play set, the ball set. Starting to get the clock right. The clock's not quite right yet. It's been reset to 21 seconds now. Now we're ready to go. Watching for any extracurricular activities going on. And now it's getting a little chippy. Now it's getting a little chippy out there on both sides of the field. A flag was thrown. And officials are talking to Oak Park coaches right now. You know what? There's a lot of emotion goes into a high school football game. And the situation is such tonight that Lake Orion, was down for most of the game. And Oak Park was playing well. And ultimately, how Lake Orion turned things around is they were able to finally convert the last turnover into points, which ultimately helped Lake Orion take the lead and win the football game. That's your final score. Lake Orion goes to 7-2 on the 2013 season. Fights to play another day, and hopefully that another day is next week, next Friday here at Dragon Stadium. We'll find out come Sunday night after 7 o'clock, from a 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock window. We'll find out the pairings, we'll find out the opponent, we'll find out the location. Tonight's score, Lake Orion Dragons 19, the Oak Park Knights 14. We're here on Orion Neighborhood Television. We'll be right back.
Video classes are now enrolling. Reserve your seat today. Call 248-693-3377. Studio and field production classes are available. Learn how to make your own television program and learn the basics of television production. Call 248-693-3377. A service of Orion Neighborhood Television.